Number 1. Iran. The heart of the Eurasian continent. Iran, once known as Persia, sits right where West Asia meets the Middle East. Because of this unique position, people often call it the geopolitical heart of Eurasia, a place that has always held importance in global history and politics. Iran is quite large too, covering about 1.7 million square kilometers. It borders 7 countries, making it a key crossroads for trade, culture, and ideas. The land of Iran is surrounded by huge mountain ranges, with nearly 1,500 peaks standing taller than 3,000 meters. These mountains make the country feel like a natural fortress, strong and protected, but also difficult to travel through. Today, Iran has around 89 million people, with more than 60% under age 30. Persian is the main language, but nearly 70 languages and dialects are spoken across the country. The national flag is green, white, and red with a striking emblem in the center. So tell me, have you ever been to Iran? If you have, would you go again? Number 2. Cultural notes you need to know. One thing that surprises many travelers in Iran is how polite and layered communication can be. Iranians may offer you food, a gift, or to pay the bill, but you're not expected to accept right away. In fact, politely refusing once or twice is the norm. Only when they insist again should you say yes. Accepting too quickly can seem rude, or like you are too eager. Another important detail: never use the thumbs up sign in Iran. In many countries it means great, but in Iran it is considered offensive, similar to showing the middle finger. So be careful, especially with elders. Alcohol is completely banned in Iran, and carrying or drinking it can bring serious legal problems. However, non-alcoholic drinks that taste like beer are commonly available. Number 3. Iranian women and their unusual beauty standards. Back in the Qajar dynasty, 1789 to 1925, the idea of beauty in Iran was completely different from today. A woman was admired if she had a full, soft figure, a round face, and most surprisingly, a small mustache. At that time, having a mustache was linked to status, wealth, and nobility. One famous example was Princess Esmat al-Dawla, who became known across the country for her elegant painted mustache and was considered extremely beautiful. But things changed after 1925, when Western influences began shaping Iranian culture. Modern Iranian beauty is often described as a blend of East and West, fair or olive skin, thick dark hair, graceful features, and a naturally balanced figure. In relationships, Iranian women often appear reserved at first. Physical affection comes later, but once they commit, they seek deep emotional connection and equality. However, social expectations and differing attitudes between men and women have led to rising singlehood and divorce rates, especially in big cities. Interestingly, many Iranian women are open to international marriages, as the law does allow unions with foreigners. So who knows, your perfect match might just be waiting in Iran. Number 4. Gasoline in Iran is even cheaper than a bottle of water. It may sound unbelievable, but it's true, gasoline in Iran is cheaper than water. 1 liter of fuel costs around 3 cents, while a 1.5-liter bottle of drinking water can cost 50 cents to $2, depending on the brand and city. Many tourists are shocked when they realize that filling a car tank costs less than buying a few bottles of water. This happens because Iran owns huge oil and gas reserves and has long maintained heavy government fuel subsidies. Iran holds the 3rd largest oil reserves in the world and the 2nd largest natural gas reserves, right after Russia. Oil and gas together supply about 80% of the country's energy and make up a major share of national exports. However, keeping gasoline extremely cheap has created problems. Fuel consumption is rising, smuggling across borders is widespread, and the government faces financial strain, especially under ongoing sanctions. Experts warn that while cheap fuel feels good now, it may hurt Iran's economy in the long run. Number 5. The glorious history of Persia. Iran is one of the world's oldest civilizations, and its golden age began with the rise of the Achaemenid Empire under Cyrus the Great. In just about 20 years, Cyrus transformed a small dependent kingdom into the first true superempire in human history. At its peak, this empire stretched from the Indus River to the Aegean Sea, covering around 6 million square kilometers and ruling nearly half of the world's population at the time. The Achaemenids were also pioneers in organization and infrastructure. They built one of the world's earliest interregional road systems, allowing people to travel from Iran to modern-day Turkey, over 2,700 kilometers, in just about a week. They also introduced the provincial administration model, which many modern countries still follow. Everything changed in 1979. The Islamic Revolution overthrew the monarchy and established a religious government, setting Iran on a long-lasting path of political tension with the West, especially the United States and Israel. Although ceasefires come and go, the situation remains delicate, and the risk of future conflict is still present. Number 6. Homeland of the dirtiest man in the world. Iran was once home to one of the most unusual men ever recorded. He was known as Amu, meaning old man, in Persian. Amu lived far away from modern society and became famous for not bathing for nearly 70 years. He believed that touching clean water would cause his death. Strangely, he remained healthy until age 94. He drank dirty water, ate raw porcupine meat, slept in dirt holes, and even smoked cigarettes rolled with dried animal waste. Scientists still cannot explain how his body resisted disease. But the strange part is this: a few weeks after villagers convinced him to bathe, he passed away, as if he had predicted it all along. Number 7. Controversial marriage laws. One thing that often surprises foreigners is the very young legal age of marriage in Iran. By law, girls can marry at 13 and boys at 15. But with permission from parents and the court, some girls as young as 9 to 12 can also marry. Each year, thousands of marriages under age 15 are still recorded, especially in rural villages. It's not uncommon to see a schoolgirl suddenly becoming a wife. Iran also allows polygamy. A man can have up to 4 wives, as long as he provides equal love and financial support. Meanwhile, many married women are discouraged from continuing school, which creates a strong gender inequality gap. Another controversial practice is temporary marriage, sighe. It is a legal contract allowing a man and woman to be together for a set period. Men can enter these freely, but women often need parental approval, especially if they have never married. Critics argue this system can lead to emotional harm, children without stable family support, and social stigma for women involved. Number 8. Kingdom of Refugees. Iran has long been known as one of the world's biggest hosts of refugees. Because it sits between the Middle East and South Asia, millions of people escaping war and conflict, especially from Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and Pakistan, have crossed into Iran over the past several decades. Official numbers from 2021 list about 800,000 registered refugees, mostly Afghans. But the unofficial number is believed to be 1.5 to 2 million more, creating huge challenges for Iran's economy and social system. One troubling result is the rise of child labor. Reports show around 3 million children aged 10 to 15 working in tough jobs like construction, garbage collecting, and carpet weaving, though some say the real number may be closer to 7 million. Number 9. You might need to work 5 lifetimes to afford a Persian carpet. For more than 2,500 years, Persian carpets have been one of Iran's greatest cultural symbols. During the days of the Silk Road, these carpets traveled across continents, admired as luxury items that could simply be rolled up and carried like treasure. Their beauty came from hand-knotted patterns, natural dyes, and designs that told stories of mountains, gardens, and ancient kings. Today, a standard Persian carpet can cost around $3,000, but rare masterpieces can reach hundreds of thousands or even millions. The most expensive ever sold was the Clark sickle leaf carpet, auctioned for $33.7 million in 2013. However, this proud tradition is slowly fading. Carpet weaving takes months of hard work, but the income is often too low for modern life. Many young people no longer want to learn the craft. On top of that, sanctions and cheaper machine-made carpets from other countries are hurting Iran's market. If nothing changes, Persian carpets may soon become museum artifacts rather than living art. Number 10. Famous tourist destinations. Yazd is one of the oldest desert cities on Earth, where people once created a natural cooling system called wind catchers. These tall structures catch the slightest breeze and guide it into homes, allowing residents to live comfortably long before electricity or air conditioners existed. In Yazd, you can sleep in centuries-old clay houses, walk through narrow maze-like lanes, and drink tea on rooftops as the evening desert wind rolls in. It feels like stepping back in time. If Yazd shows everyday desert life, then Persepolis takes you to the glory of the ancient Persian Empire. Here, you can touch 2,500-year-old carvings that show kings, soldiers, and ceremonies. Every stone feels like it holds a story. Number 11, Mysterious Places Still Unexplained. Just 10 kilometers from the city of Kashan, the entrance to Nushabad looks like nothing more than an old well in a quiet square. But once you step down the stone stairs, the air turns cooler and the light fades, revealing a hidden underground world. Below the surface is a maze of tunnels, chambers, and twisting corridors, spread across 3 deep levels. Some passages are so narrow that only one person can move through at a time, and certain corners were designed to slow or trap intruders. This was not just a hiding place, it was a carefully engineered defense system. The walls were carved completely by hand, and the tunnels include ventilation shafts and water wells, proving remarkable planning. Locals say the system was built during the Sassanid era to protect villagers from surprise attacks, but no one knows exactly who designed it or how such precise work was organized. Even today, archaeologists believe large sections remain undiscovered. Number 12, Iconic Dishes of Iran. When you first arrive in Iran, one dish that truly reflects the warmth of this land is ash. The moment the bowl is placed in front of you, the scent of cilantro, slow-cooked beans, mint, and gentle spices rises softly, like a hug on a cool day. Ash is made from lentils, white beans, herbs, and soft noodles, finished with a spoon of creamy yogurt. People often dip sangak bread into it, making each bite thick, warm, and comforting. But the next dish might surprise newcomers, kali patch. Served early in the morning, it uses a sheep's head and feet, including the eyes, tongue, and brain. The parts are left whole, making the dish feel intense and deeply traditional. And finally, juj kebab, chicken marinated with saffron and lemon, grilled golden and juicy, is simple, fragrant, and unforgettable. Number 13, Unique Festivals Every Traveler Should Know. When the first gentle days of spring arrive, Iran begins to glow with excitement for Nowruz, the Persian New Year, celebrated around March 21st. Streets become lively, shops fill with flowers, and families prepare their homes. Inside every household, a half-seen table is set with 7 symbolic items, each representing prosperity, renewal, and good fortune. People wear new clothes, visit relatives, and exchange warm blessings for the year ahead. Nowruz is not just the start of a new calendar, it is a fresh beginning for the heart. In contrast, Ashura is quiet and solemn. Dressed in black, communities gather to mourn the sacrifice of Imam Hussein, a powerful moment of unity, reflection, and deep spiritual strength. Number 14, Cost of Living in Iran. If you're thinking about visiting or living in Iran, it helps to know what daily life actually costs. In big cities like Tehran, Shiraz, or Isfahan, prices can change a lot depending on where you stay and how you spend. In the heart of busy Tehran, a one-bedroom apartment usually costs $300 to $450 USD per month, but if you move to the suburbs or smaller towns, rent can drop to $150 to $250 USD. So, choosing where to live makes a big difference. Getting around is surprisingly affordable. Tehran's metro system costs only 0.1 to 0.3 USD per ride, and taxis or ride apps like Snap usually cost 1 to 2 USD for short trips. Food is also budget-friendly. Cooking at home costs about 100 to 140 USD per month, while street meals can be as low as 1 to 2 USD. Overall, living comfortably may take 500 to 700 USD monthly, depending on your lifestyle. Number 15, Important Notes for Tourists. When traveling in Iran, it's important to stay alert, especially in busy bazaars, tourist attractions, and bus stations. Sometimes, friendly strangers may offer to help by guiding you to shops selling carpets or souvenirs, but the prices there are often much higher than normal. The best approach is to smile, be polite, but firmly say no, and always do your own price research before buying anything. One key thing to remember is that international bank cards like Visa and MasterCard don't work in Iran because of sanctions. You'll need to carry cash, preferably USD or euros, and exchange it at reliable money changers. To stay safe, split your cash into small amounts and store it in different places. Although Iran is generally safe, border regions near Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iraq can be unstable and should be avoided unless with an authorized guide. Also, some social media platforms are blocked, so download a good VPN before your trip to stay connected.